Well, hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Calling here. Sunday afternoon. Just got back from vacation. Went on a nice cruise across to sort of eastern Canada. It was fantastic. The Maritimes and whatnot. Started in Boston, ended in Quebec City with a whole bunch of stops along the way. It was fantastic. Just kind of chilling out before going to work again tomorrow. Monday morning, that'll be fun. But anyways, so you know what, I'm gonna smoke a cigar and try a whiskey for you folks. So I'm just enjoying that. Delicious. I thought, well, I'm having a cigar, I might as well try a peated Scotch here. So that's what I've got here. I've never tried this before. It's McClelland's. Here's a good look at the box here. Never tried it, don't know a lot about it. And so I thought, hey, let's give this a shot. It's got a lot of information here on the box. I'll kind of read a little bit for you guys. And it says here it's established 1818, McClelland's. Sip of water here. It's Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. It says this beautiful smoky single malt comes from the famous island of Islay, a full-bodied dram with a taste of the sea. So it's 40%, so nothing too crazy. And it's got a lot of information here on the box. You say, if the sight of this golden honeyed spirit invites you on a journey, then on the first breath your destination is revealed. It's Islay, a nose full of beachside fires, and you are well on the way. One sip and you're there. The tang of the sea sweeps over you like the spray from an Atlantic roller. All that salt, all that smoke, all that peat, yet at no stage does the whiskey overwhelm. Its hearty nature is nicely balanced by a hint of vanilla and perhaps a little unexpectedly a sharp slice of lemon. In the finish, sweet smoke and the unmistakable iodine. A sparkling gem of a dram from Islay. It has some information on Islay and some of the different areas here. So yeah, let's get into this sucker and see what it tastes like. Yeah, we'll see how this tasting goes with the cigar. Sometimes it'll change the palate a little bit, usually in a good way. Beautiful day out here, 30 degrees. Probably the last kick of the can for summertime here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Anyways, okay, pretty classic looking bottle here. Give you guys a good look at that. Very classic shape of a bottle. Look to it. Yeah, so it's a single malt, Port Charlotte Islay. Like I said, 40%. It just says here on the bottle. Just looking for any information on natural coloring or non-chill filtered. Don't see it mentioning either. But yeah, here it says just on the bottle. Few whiskeys evoke a sense of place better than this tangy single malt, hailing from an island revered by whiskey lovers the world over. McClelland's Islay single malt Scotch whiskey is a hearty, full-bodied dram with a strong hit of peat. So yeah, let's give this thing a crack and see what we think. All right, let's see if we can get a good cork pop here, folks. Oh yeah, that was a good one. So yeah, it's kind of a nice golden hue to it for sure. Especially in the sun there, you can see nice golden look to it. Let's see what it smells like, folks. I'm definitely getting some of that iodine I was mentioning, at least in the nose, off the top. A little bit of honey. Yeah, and a touch of salt as well. Even a touch of licorice almost, like salty licorice. Let's get that palate really going with some cigar smoke, folks. Then I'll just clear it a little bit here with some water. Whoops, almost lost the bottle there. That wouldn't have been fun. All right, let's see. Cheers, folks. Let's see what this tastes like, and hopefully you got some of your own, and you can, or something similar. And cheers. The first thing I'll say is texture. It's fairly, it's relatively thick. You know, a good mouthfeel, a good viscosity, which I tend to like in whiskeys, generally speaking. So it's got that, which is really nice. And yes, definitely a nice balance, folks. It's got a little bit of salt, a bit of peat, and definitely and some honey. Yeah, you know, you may be getting a little bit of poppy seed muffin, maybe, if you will. So that's maybe some of that lemon, you know, lemon poppy seed muffin. I mentioned lemon, you know, on the box. So yeah, so maybe some lemon, and definitely a touch of honey. Definitely, you know, on the palate, getting some honey. Relatively consistent with the nose on this. The finish is nice. You know, there's definitely some warmth on the finish. It's nice. You know, nice, again, nice viscosity. It just coats the mouth really well. I mean, the finish isn't really dramatic in terms of the flavor, I would say, but it's got really good staying power. It's kind of got, you know, because it's the viscosity, because it's thicker in the mouth, it just sort of hangs around in a nice way. And yeah, there's sort of a lingering finish. It just kind of keeps going. Yeah, it's still that lemon, honey, salt. Yeah, and then you come back to the nose here, and definitely getting a bit more of that smoke coming now, as it kind of opens up a little bit here. Yeah, if it you know, obviously does not have an age statement on this. You know, I never recall, you know, the good news about this, I don't recall this being overly expensive. It was relatively, can't remember the exact price, but you know, I think it was, I don't know, I think it maybe even got on sale or something too. I think it's in the 50s or 60, $50 to $60 somewhere. I think what I got this for. So quite reasonable. Again, only 40%, so it's not going to be something that totally knocks your socks off necessarily. But But you know what? Really nice, subtle flavor. Something that I was going to maybe bring up to compare it to that I did review a little while ago or tasted a little while ago was Islay Mist. And, I thought, hey, these two might, this is definitely better than that, I think. This is, because both were not overly expensive and both were sort of similar. This has got a thicker viscosity to it than the Islay Mist I thought was a little bit thin. This has a really nice balance between sweet and peat. Because the sweet is a honey sweet, and the peat is more of a smoky peat, if you will. That's a nice combination. So I really like this combination. Goes great with the cigar. Great with the cigar. This is really nice, folks. I really like this. This just makes me think, if you're ever introducing somebody to peat or to Scotch in general and say, hey, what's kind of a nice, well-rounded kind of, get a little bit of everything that you might expect in a Scotch. This has kind of got some of that going on. You got a little bit of that peat, got some salt, but you got some honey. Good viscosity, like I mentioned, a decent, long finish. It's a good journey. It's a good, well-balanced journey for sure. What I'm going to try here, folks, I'm just going to put a little touch of water on here. See if that opens it up a little bit, what that does here. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday yourselves. Seeing how long summer can last here. You know what? I feel like it brings out some of that sea salt. Put a little water on there, at least on the nose. Let's see what it tastes like. It definitely brings out some of the salt on the palate as well here. That's nice. Of course, it just thins it out slightly because you got a little more water in there, but probably preferred it without watering it down, but it definitely brings out some other flavors, particularly the salty side of it. It's a little bit less sweet. The peat is still there as well, though. Anyways, folks, just thought I'd share this with you. Let you know my thoughts. This is nice. This is good value. And it's a nice starting whiskey. Something that, if you were going to bring it to a party or something, and people aren't that familiar with Scotch, let's say, and you want to have somebody try something like this, or you have somebody over who's not as into it, this isn't going to be too overbearing or too overwhelming. And I think they said that on the box too. At no point does it overwhelm, and it doesn't. Kind of in a good way though. Sometimes that's a bad thing. You're just not exciting enough. But this is well balanced enough, and it has a number of interesting flavors, the contrast of flavors. That honey, the salt, the smoke, the thickness of it, that touch of lemon, all that works really well together, and you kind of feel actually some of the divisions of that throughout the sip, which is what I like in a whiskey a lot of the time. That makes me like a whiskey more, when it's got a little bit of a journey, right, throughout the sip. And this has that. You first, at the beginning of the sip, you taste some honey. It's honey, then it's salt, then it's smoke, then it's lemon, and then it's more some more salt and smoke again. It's got a real nice sort of trajectory to it. So yeah, folks, I really like this. Especially for the price, if I recall, it's really good value. And again, this is introduced to somebody. It's not like you're giving them something that's 55%, and they're not used to that. This has got a nice balance on that front as well. So on the alcohol percentage side. So, anyways, folks, I thought I'd just say hi and let you know what I thought about this. Hope you have a great Sunday, and we'll talk to you again soon, everybody.